is Josh here from Inside Wrestling Truth, and my guest today is Shank.
Hi guys.
Shank, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I'm excited.
Right.
Got an itch on my left side. I don't know why. A little tick.
All right. Tell us where you're from and how you got into business.
I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I moved up to Indiana when I was 13. Got into the business. One of my friends, I was still in high school, I was 16, and he saw in a newspaper where a Fed was like, hey, we're looking for wrestlers, please, come if you want to be a wrestler or whatever. And we went, and it was like a wrestling ring set up in this guy's backyard, like legit. His mom died, and he bought a wrestling ring with his mom's money. And fucking just, can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Apologize. I'm sorry, people out there in the video world. We fell awkwardly, and that was their training. And I met Oliver, Kane, and Jason Light. They're the hybrids for a while. And they're the guys who actually got me in and actually taught me how to work and do stuff, because, I mean, I was an idiot. I mean, like, at 17, I was wearing fucking trash bag pants and Halloween tattoo sleeves, because I thought that since I was so young that I had to make myself look older. And I had the bright idea of thinking that Halloween fake tattoo sleeves would be the way to do it. So glad that I grew up.
How did your gimmick come about?
Pure random, man. Like, I want to be pure random. I'm a huge comic book fan, you know what I'm saying? I love Captain America, Deadpool. Huge fan of that. I love the sarcasm. I love everything about it. And it's just built up with randomness. Randomness after randomness.
What's been your worst injury?
Torn meniscus. I had a cage match and I got thrown off the top and landed wrong and torn meniscus. That sucked.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Who are some of your favorite people to work with?
Favorite people to work with? Oh man. Oliver Kane, JP Lightning. He was really fun to work with. Isaiah is another great person. I love working with Isaiah. Just have pure amounts of just great times in that ring is amazing.
What's been some of your bloodiest matches?
Bloodiest matches. Freak on a Leash match with Jay Grunge was here in the Coliseum. I was 17? Yeah. 17. That was my bloodiest match. I don't bleed very easy, man. Like, it's 3 drops and that's it. I can't get it done. I wish I could say that I've had crimson faces, but I can't get a crimson face.
No, the last time I was at the Coliseum, I seen your ladder match with Blackheart and Andrew Hunter and Chad Rottman. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Chaos. Just chaos. I mean, that's the only word that I can explain it, just because, like, for some reason the security guard said it was a great idea to put the biggest ladder in the middle of the ring, so there's no way to work towards the ladder. There's no way. I mean, it's just there and it's standing right, and so you're like,
yeah,
chaos. This has already started in bad news, so let's just try to make it as decent as possible as we could, and we tried to do that.
Who's the stiffest guy you worked with?
Stiffest? Sorry.
You're fine.
Stiffest person that I've worked with would have to be probably JP, just because we like to hit each other. I mean, because we've had so much, so long of a feud. We've known each other for so long that we could hit each other and just be okay with it.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of your favorite companies and some of your least favorite companies that you worked for.
That I've worked for?
Yeah.
Some of my favorite companies that I've worked for is IWAU. It's the federation out of Albany, Illinois. I love it. I love working with them so much because it's a dojo. Like, for real, they have their own dojo set up. They have a ring that you can go at any time, mess around with. Backstage, you just have your place back here. You have the Gorilla Center up front right by your entrance, and then you have a workout session right there on the backstage. So it's just awesome, and they don't let any drama or anything go up and stuff like that. So I love working with IWAU. CCW is one of my favorite places to work for, just because of the history and everything they do with the building. And they helped me out. I've been working here since I was 17, so this is one of the greatest places. You never want to leave home, you know what I'm saying? HWA up in Ohio was a really good, Heartland was really fun working with. Got to talk and pick brains, up there, and that was awesome. Just sit down and talk, pick people's brains, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
What about least favorite?
Least favorites. The Fed that I talked about, where we went to the dude's backyard. They're still running to this day, and they do good work. They do charity shows and stuff like that. They help raise money for stuff like that, and that's cool and everything. But the guys that are there aren't trained. They're not trained and should not be 10 feet away from a wrestling ring, or 10 feet close to a wrestling ring. And it's just good cause, bad at doing it. You know what I'm saying? Their craft is just down the poop chute, and it's just work on your craft before you want to do something. A tattoo artist doesn't just start picking up machines and going to town on skin. Learn your craft. Learn your craft. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you don't let 3-year-olds tattoo you. You know what I'm saying? You might be a good stick artist, but dang it, you're not getting a tattoo of from a 3-year-old on you.
Who are some of your real friends in the business?
Real friends? JP. JP's been a really, really close personal friend of mine. I love that guy. His son actually has my name. One of his middle names is my name, and he's also a brother.
That's cool. What about enemies in the business?
Enemies. I really don't have enemies, just because I'm one of those people that I'm a very big believer in forgiving. I don't hold grudges. I don't do anything else like that. I make sure that to walk around the locker room, make sure I shake everybody's hands and stuff like that, just because life is too short to hold heat up against someone. You know what I'm saying? Life is too short. Life is too precious. So yes, I've had some heat and stuff like that with people over the years, but it's nothing that I'm gonna be like, fuck that guy, you piece of shit, sit the fuck down. I'm just gonna take a poop in your bag, and nothing like that.
What do you enjoy most about the wrestling business?
Everything. I love everything about this business. Everything. from the history of it, you know, from it being in being in carnivals and stuff like that, to, you know, worth ethic that you have to go into it. You know, you have to prepare mind and body going into something like this, and just upping my personality to almost 110%, just going out there and just not caring about making a fool out of myself and just doing something, you know, that you love. It's the business. So, it's a love, it's a drug.
Talk about the first time you wrestled in the Evansville Coliseum.
First time I wrestled here? I did the Shank the Freak Barzini gimmick. I had a fucking mohawk, I was a punk ass kid, you know, trash bags and stuff like that. But first time here, Walt got me in, Walter Barron, and Star was the booker, everything else like that. And they just had me in here, and they had me work with Tracy a little bit, and then they had me work, you know, some new people that were coming in and stuff like that. And me and JP had a pretty good feud here that we got to go to down south and run the feud down there, which was awesome. I loved it down there. And then me and Jay got that feud, you know, and ended up in that dog collar. And yeah, that's pretty much the run of my beginning here. And stuff.
What legends have you worked with?
Legends?
Yeah.
Like, I've worked with Tracy, and I've got to work with Davey. I got to work with Davey. That was really fun. I never really got to be in the ring with any legends, but, you know, if there was a legend in that locker room, you better know that I'm going to be sitting right in front of him, listening to every word that he says.
Yeah.
Every word. I don't care if he's talking to me or not. I'll be listening to him while he's getting dressed, listening to him over his match, how he plans out their matches, how they, you know, because, I mean, like I said, it's your craft. You know, you're not going to have someone, even if he's not talking to you directly, if there's going to be someone there that's known your craft for so long, you're not going to just stand back, you know, like not listen to him. I don't care what that man's coming out of his mouth, you're going to be there. All attention is going to be to him, and you're just going to be ears open, sponge, soaking it up.
How does Shank get prepared for a show?
Shank gets compared with, gets prepared for a show by drinking probably about 2 monsters, downing them before I walk into the building, keeping positive spirits or anything else like that. Like, I will not walk around, like, even if I'm heel, if I know that there's heat between 2 people, I won't walk around those 2 people around the locker room just because I want my chi, my inner self to be, you know, good and, you know, stuff like that. Just so how I do it is I keep hype. Like, I stay hype that whole day, that whole show, or that whole day. I'll wake up, take my shower. Good, let's do it. Like, I stay pumped for that whole day. That whole day I'm pumped.
If you could wrestle anybody in the world, who would it be?
If I could wrestle anybody in the world, oh man, anybody. Like younger, or do they have to be the age that they are now?
Any era.
Any era?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Oh man. Pillman.
Pillman?
Pillman. I would love to work with Pillman. To sit down and pick his brain, you know, see how, you know, everything, because I'd love to work with Pillman.
What's the biggest problem in the indies today?
People not knowing their craft. It is your craft. This is something that you love. This is something something that you do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is something that you hold so dear to you. You know, football players, you know, NFL people, they did not just wake up one day and be like, I'm going to go try out for, you know, the Buccaneers. No, it doesn't happen. I mean, you work on your craft. This is, if something, not just this business, if there is something that you want to do, work on it. Work on it. Know your craft. Know things that you want to do. Learn how to do it. All aspects of it. All aspects of it. Just for this business in general, know how to book, how to promote, know how to work, you know, as a worker, learn, you know, how to referee, how to do everything, just because, like, if you want to be the best at something, you got to know all aspects of it, you know what I'm saying? I watch that tattoo ink masters all the time, and there's people that go up there and be like, well, what if someone wants to do a portrait or something? He goes, oh, well, I'll just give it to my portrait guy. No, there is no portrait guy. If you're a tattoo artist and you want to be an ink master, you must know all kinds of tattooing. Just the same thing with anything. Anything. You want to be a hairstylist, you got to know all types of hairstyles. If you want to, you know, anything. I don't know why hairstylists popped up.
I hate the Buccaneers this week. Do you have a favorite road story?
A road story? Oh, yes, I do. There was a group of us. We went after it was after a show, after a show for 01 USA, and we were coming back, and there's a guy named Lumpy, which is another really close friend of mine in the business. He said that there was a strip club in a school, and I was taken back from it because I've never heard of a strip club being in an old elementary school, and I wanted to see this for myself. And you could bring your own liquor, which is always the best if you can bring your own liquor into a strip club. Anyways, we were drinking and everything in the strip club, and this guy named Scott Parker was very intoxicated and like couldn't stand in his chair at all. And he was walking to go give a stripper $1. And whatever he does, he bumps into this fan, like an iron, like old school metal fan, like huge. He just bumps into it, and he turns around and he acts like he's gonna punch this fucking fan. And like we all had to jump up and tackle him so he wouldn't punch the fucking fan. He fucking, after we went to the strip club, he started skipping down the road, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we passed this liquor store, and he's like, dude, let's go in there and get liquor. And I'm like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. He goes, that's all right, here's a brick. And like starts walking to the fucking liquor store. It's funny because like if you ever get to meet Scott Parker, he's not like that at all. Like his glasses and very nerdish looking. I mean, but it's funny to see him like go off the hinges and stuff like that. Corruption.
What title have you held that means the most to you?
Probably the Midwest X Division title. 01 was NWA Supreme there for a little bit, and they had the Midwest X Division title, and I got to hold it for a little bit, and it also turned into 01 after NWA, after that fell through. So it's now like a 01 USA X Division title. But I mean, a lot of people have held that title. A lot of people have held that title, and it just felt good.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on hardcore wrestling?
On hardcore? If it makes sense, like, I'm not gonna, like, there has to be a build up to it. You know what I'm saying? I understand why guys do it. I mean, it's their craft. If that's cool. But I like a story to build upon. Like, I want to see the reason why these two guys are like throwing chairs and like hitting each other. Was, you know, why do these people hate each other so much that they want to go out there and just bash their face in? And, you know, like But I mean, like, I know that there's some, like, Billy Black, you know. I mean, I know that, you know, he does that stuff. I know he does hardcore and stuff like that. And he's a pretty good hardcore wrestler, you know. I mean, people make a living out of it. And if that's your stuff, that's you. That's you. Be you. Be you.
Let's talk about some of your funniest moments in the ring. Is there any moments you've been in the ring and you just busted out laughing, or you had to kind of turn away, anything like that?
That's why I love being Shank, because I don't have to turn away and laugh. Like, I can start laughing and they're like, oh, that guy's just crazy. He's just laughing because of no reason. But some of the weirdest things has happened here at CCW. Like, someone started saying that someone killed my goldfish, and like I would attack people because they killed my goldfish. It's my goldfish. And fans actually brought me dead goldfish, like in a bag. And I was like, what is this? And then they started bringing me like coloring books and Play-Doh and bubbles. And so one time I got like bubbles and like I acted like I drink it. But like some actually got in my mouth and I chewed gum and like it just got into the, that was the nastiest match ever, because I was just like tasting soap. It stuck in my gum. Ah.
What guys in the business do you respect the most?
The guys I respect the most?
Yeah.
Like, that's made it, or just like in general?
Just in general.
Just in general? I try, like, I know this is gonna sound like a sellout question, you know, but like, I respect people in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I come to you, I'll come to you with respect, just because I'm a man, I know you're a man, you know. It's the same thing as if I come up to a female, you know. I understand that she is a person, so respect is already going to give there. Who do I respect for what they've done for this business is, I mean, a laundry list of just, you know, people. I mean, you can go on for days and days about that. I can start naming off, but we're gonna be here for like 2 to 3 hours. Let me see that notebook, man. I'll start writing. I'll make you a book out of some names.
What's been your favorite match in your career so far?
Favorite match in my career? Probably my feuds with Oliver. There's a lot of stuff, since he trained me and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that we don't even have, we just look at each other and know what each other's thinking and stuff like that. So it flows so much better. And I think those are some of the funnest matches I've ever had, because it's like almost telepathic of what we're going to do next, because we don't have to, turn around and feed it, those are some of the funnest matches where you don't have to do anything. You just go out there and do it.
Which towns have the best and worst fans?
Oh, man. Excuse me. Which towns has the best and worst fans? Biker rallies. I don't like biker rallies, and it's nothing to do with bikers or anything, but I'm just saying it because we just did Hog and Rock, and they would just like grab you and like try to pull you into their mob, and it's just like I don't like that. I will punch a motherfucker in the face if you touch me. And like that's what you had to do, like to get back to the back. You had to like Bruiser Brody that motherfucker, just trying to get back to the fucking ring. So like I don't like drunk fans. I know like they're the loudest, they're into it the more. But I mean that's they want to feel like they have to be part of the like they want to be in the ring more than they want to watch it just because that alcohol's in them and stuff like that. So like I really don't like drunk stupid fans. Like college, I had a college show that I was in that we wrestled in a backyard at a fraternity house. You know what I'm saying? And they, after the show, they all piled into the ring. So like, it was our job. It was almost like a shoot battle royal of getting these kids and just throwing them out of the ring. And Lumpy, which is one of the guys I was talking about, he's like 6'4", big guy, big grizzly guy. He fucking grabbed the fucking gimmick that we tightened the ring down with and just came in there and just started swinging that motherfucker. I mean, it was, yeah, just like those are the guys that I don't like to work in front of just because it's not them, it's the alcohol that's affecting them. The fans that I love to work in front of is any fan. There's not a fan out there that I do not like working in front of them unless you have alcohol in your system.
What are your main goals as a wrestler?
To not make my craft look like shit. That's my goal. Like, that is my goal. Like, I don't want my craft to look like garbage. Like, I know that, I mean, that's the thing I've been preaching on, you know, and stuff like that. But, I mean, that's for real. I mean, if, you know, just don't want to make it look like garbage. Something that I love, something that I hold dear to myself, and I don't want to make it look like shit, so that's my main goal, to never make it look like shit.
Do you have a favorite pro wrestling woman as a fan?
Whenever I was little, I was living in Memphis, and this is what actually made me really want to get into wrestling. Is my dad took me a couple of times down to the news station, and we actually got to watch Memphis wrestling, and watching that at a young age is like one of my biggest, like, as a wrestling fan, being like, this is something that I want to do. I like this. So yeah, like going down there in Memphis at the news channel, that's my biggest.
What's one word to describe Shank?
That's it. That was it. Random, chaos, and anarchy. That's like 6 words, but I mean, just random. Like I think that's the only thing. Just because I love my character so much, just because it's total. Like the name itself, Shank, is just Shank Barzini. That is so random. Just because like I was 16 when I came up with the name, and how I got it was someone was handing me something, and I was like, Shank you.
Yeah.
Shank. That's pretty. And then Barzini, meaning Godfather. You know, one of the 4 favorites from Godfather. I love the Godfather. I love them all movies in general, but Barzini just seemed like one of those like almost carny names. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Barzini, Shank Barzini. Yeah!
Now, when you retire and your career's over, how do you want to be remembered?
Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just to be remembered would be, an honor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm not sure. I mean, how I want to be remembered, but as long as you're thinking about me in the next 80 years, we'll be okay.
Shank, I appreciate you coming and doing this interview with me. Is there anything else you'd like to add in or say to anybody out there?
To whoever's watching, thank you for watching. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. I would like to thank everyone who's ever supported me, and all you fans out there.
Thanks.
Thanks.